TV. Hope you're having a good one. What's good? What's good? What's good? Today is interesting. Today is interesting for a number of reasons. One of the things I wanted to review is the fact that the President of the United States said that he is willing to sign an executive order to get the TSA agents paid immediately. Why am I bringing this up? It's because travel lines at airports are hours long, stretching from one building to the next, like to the parking lots. Here's a fun fact. ICE and TSA belong to DHS. DHS could easily route money from ICE or from any other department to pay TSA agents, which have been affected, I think, 3 or 4 times with government shutdowns. That's number one. Number two, this seems to me like it's a play to get us used to it. Because the ultimate goal is to privatize the TSA. Right? Some people might be saying, you're crazy, Eddie. I could be, but I'm not wrong about this. Did you know that airports could actually hire their own private security to begin with? SFO already does that, which is why they're not affected. Fact. That's a fact. So when I look at this, I don't think of it as anything other than, yo, Hutanic, have a great day, man. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. I sit here and I just go, it's just another waste of time, waste of money. And again, exerting pain not only on the workers of the TSA, which 400 have already quit because they can't afford to not get paid. You can't afford to work and not get paid. And then to actually have a whole bunch of people in your same department showing up to do your job that are getting paid with no training, by the way. No training for your job. Interesting. It's very interesting. So my idea is that it's a waste of time, waste of money, and it's meant to exert the maximum pressure on the United States citizens. And some people might still think I'm crazy. Could be. However, if we already know that airline prices are going up because of everything that's going on with the conflict in Iran, why would you exacerbate the situation like this? They're trying to make it a funding problem, but it's not a funding problem. The DHS could easily take care of this problem internally while still be at the negotiating table taking care of long-term things. They could easily do that. And some people might say, oh, but then they'd have to get rid of some of those officers that only had 6 weeks of training versus 6 months of training that the TSA gets. I'll take the 6 months. You know what I mean? I'll take the 6 months. Just saying. So it's not as financial as you would think. It's political. It's all political. But it has an effect on my bag. Now, people are really wondering, Eddie, you don't talk about politics. This is going to have a long-term effect on our bags. What if TSA security really did go private? Who would stand to gain going private? My first instinct would be, look at all of those companies that are running the private jails for ICE. Yeah. Are they publicly traded? Maybe, maybe not, but I'd be doing research there. I would be doing research there. Well, let me rephrase. I am doing research there. What other news do we have? Netflix. Yo, Netflix, bro. What are you doing? What is on your mind? You know what I'm going to say. You know exactly what I'm going to say. They're raising their prices again. The ad-sponsored tier, the ad-sponsored tier is raising its price. All the prices going up by at least $1. That's going to make you stop and think. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. There you go. And you start to realize, holy moly, what are we doing here? So again, another company that's taking advantage of hard times, and sometimes they have what I want to watch and sometimes they don't. But I'm not, I mean, their highest tier is $26.99. $27 is what that is. For what? Excuse me. $27 a month. It's 270 plus another 54. $316 a year. Huh? What? Yo, check this out. Yeah, I ain't got that kind of money. I do not have that kind of money. I'm telling you now that having a streaming device and attaching that streaming device to all the free streams that are out there, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. But Netflix, I think, is opening itself up to you're not really the best choice anymore. You might not be a good value anymore. Oh, we're just going to raise it up $1. $1. People are having a hard time buying food to put on the table, and you want to raise the rates? And I wonder if you're acting like Chipotle. We don't care. The people that can afford to pay for Netflix, they can afford to eat. That's what that says to me. It's like tone deaf. It's literally you're tone deaf. So am I going to be investing in Netflix at all? No, not at all. It's not a thing in my world. If you've got management at the helm, and I mean for any company, if you have management at the helm that can make decisions like this during hard times, they don't care where the money comes from. They don't care about their customers. One of the reasons why I think these streaming companies don't give a damn is because they're not actually face to face with their customers. You can almost understand why fast food restaurants do what they do. It's because they're face to face with their customers. Although that's changing too, right? Anywho, for the vast majority of time, fast food restaurants have been face to face with their customers, so they're getting that immediate feedback. Netflix sits behind a wall and they don't see their customers. So it's a calculation. You think they'll pay another $1? We haven't raised rates in a little while. We can squeeze some more out of them, can't we? This, as more and more people are starting to realize, there's some really good shows on YouTube. If you really break it down, there are only, 13 themes or something like that all movies, TV shows, everything are based off of. So it's a matter of how did you mix and match, and how well did the movie play out? How well did the TV show play out? But that same thing applies to content that's on YouTube that's free. I can go to YouTube and watch some really good shows from a lot of different countries. I'm just saying, I think Netflix is tone deaf. I think all companies that find it a good idea to raise fees while the economy is moving in the wrong direction, interest rates are slated to go up. Most people are starting to think, wow, that's a strong possibility. We thought we could lower them. Think about, Stephen Mirren and a couple other people in the FOMC and their thought process of, I would have lowered 50 points. I would have lowered 50 basis points. All of those people I would have lowered 25. I would have lowered 50. Look at right now. Hindsight being 2020, that would have been the wrong move, right? That would have been the wrong move. So hindsight is not 2020. This is why I'm getting to this point. Hindsight is not 2020. Rather, hindsight is the only thing that is 2020. Because when you're in the mix and you have to make that decision right there on the spot, I don't know, like Mr. Powell and the rest of the FOMC, you don't have time being on your side. Time is against you. And these two critical things, this is you, these two critical things keep coming. Interest rates, jobs. Tariffs, jobs. Inflation, jobs. And you're sitting here going, oh, I would have lowered rates. I would have lowered rates. Had you lowered rates, you would have no place to go except to up the rates at a ridiculous rate. 50 basis points, 75 basis points. You would have been behind. But you don't hear people saying that. You don't hear people saying that. You don't hear people saying, oh, if we'd have lowered interest rates last time, oh, we might be behind right now because look at where the economy is with this whole conflict going on and the price of everything having to do with petroleum, gas, oil, liquid natural gas, all of it. Everything having to do with energy is hosed. Lines at the airport, hours long. The wrong people guarding the airports, checking the airports, all that stuff. And on your ticket, there's a fee. There's a fee on your ticket, $5 and I think 76 cents, something like that. That actually is supposed to go toward the TSA. Look at your plane ticket. It's right there. Look at it. You'll see how much it's a line all by itself that's supposed to go for security, TSA. Instead, that money went someplace else. Yeah. If I'm a TSA agent, I'm like, here's my money. Where's my money? Congress, where's my money? You want to go on vacation? Another tone-deaf body of people. You want to go on vacation. You want to go on your little Easter break. But you have not handled the business of the people yet. Easter's around the corner. You want to go on vacation. These people haven't gotten paid in weeks. What kind of Easter are they going to have? The audacity, the unmitigated gall that you could think that you should be allowed to go on vacation and get paid no matter what. 400 people had to quit their job to go find another job to put food on the table. Times are tough. I want you to stop and think about this. Most airports, you have to catch a bus hours before you get there to get to work. Or you've got to fly a plane. Drive a car to get there so you can get to work. It's a lot of money. Good morning, Rick Ritchie. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. It's painful to watch that. And like I said, just tone deaf. So any company that I see that's raising their prices right now, immediately go on my idiot list. Immediately go on my idiot list. I'm going to be looking at not just the CEO, but everybody in the C-suite and say, how poorly was that decision making? Because at some point they're going to leave that company and go to another company. And I'm going to think that company's stupid too. You don't raise rates when people are hurting to put food on the table. Tone deaf. Netflix, get a freaking clue. Get a freaking clue. You're not getting my money. Nope. Bite me. Go pound sand. Go kick rocks with open-toe shoes. It's ridiculous. You're not getting my money as an investor. You're not getting my money as a customer. Period. I hope a whole bunch of other people catch on to that too. The only way to make these companies understand how you feel about things is with your wallet. That's the only way. Indian equities saw $12.1 billion in foreign outflows, meaning people are pulling out of India for many reasons. Many reasons. One reason is India is a part of BRICS. And a lot of people don't like that. That's one reason to pull out of India. Another reason to pull out of India, they currently have an energy problem. They've already taken steps to prioritize energy going to homes and not commercial spaces. And we're expecting more to happen. I told you there's a list of countries that already have energy rationing going on. Energy rationing. So yes, that is going to play out in investors saying, oh, wait a minute, you can't do business there. They can't even keep the lights on. Gonna pull my money. That hurts the economy even more. Like I said, all those companies that have outsourced services coming out of India, I bet you a lot of them are looking at their business continuity plan. Why? Can't get power to the building where most of your workers work? And communications and energy in India is not all that reliable in certain areas of the country where your people might be living. Let alone, if they try to get online to hit your systems that are there, well, so you see the problem? It's going to be a problem for companies. It's going to be a problem. Philippines, another big place where you have outsourced services, especially customer service. You've got issues around the world. You've got issues around the world. So I'm going to start listening for, oh, hey, we had to implement a part of our business continuity plan because energy, I bet you there are a lot of companies that are wishing, man, I wish we had more people in the United States that could do these jobs. Because we outsource to this country and this macro event is having a macro effect. Oops. Been saying it for a minute, but now's when you're seeing prices start to jump. Everything tied to petroleum, natural gas, everything tied to fossil fuels coming out of the Strait of Hormuz. Not even coming out of the Strait of Hormuz. Just the whole world is having issues. Having issues. Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you forget that we hit Venezuela and we snatched their president? Oh, Maduro? Yeah. Do you see how that works now? That now we have our fingers on that oil too? We have a say in how that works? People around the world are having energy issues, and we have people here that are going to rallies and stuff like that, trying to go away on vacation because it doesn't affect them. Where are you going on vacation? Where are you going on vacation on your little Easter holiday? I bet you it's closer to a staycation. You're not traveling overseas. I mean, heck, some of the countries that are even nearby are having energy issues. Ask Cuba. So it's a problem. Going to Mexico? Are you serious? Has Mexico quieted down? Last I checked, I don't know. Not enough for me to go. Nope. So where are you going on vacation, buddy? All you people in Congress that are in such a rush to get to your Easter break, where are you going? Yeah. This is what I mean. This right here is what I mean. The economic impact of what's going on with this Iranian conflict is more than what people think. And it's not just because of the action itself. It's not just because of the action itself. It's also because of the lack of planning. The lack of strategic leadership. prevailing strategic leadership. Because military leadership was like, no, that's stupid. Don't do that. For real. Most military leaders were like, yeah, that's dumb. That's not what you want to do. You're not prepared for that smoke. And guess what? It's proving out that nobody was prepared for that smoke. It doesn't matter that you could drop 50 bazillion bombs on Iran. You were not prepared. You were not prepared. So now we're going to pay the price for it. And that's going to be higher prices at the pump for an extended period of time. Places like Qatar that are having issues 3 to 5 years to fix what's already broken. And that's just with these hits. That's not to say that more aren't coming. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know what else it says? It says that other Gulf countries were also ill prepared. Ooh. That means the reliance on other countries to protect them while they squeezed money out of those countries for energy, for their oil. Amazing. Amazing. So the world is having an economic crisis. It's not coming. It's here. How do we deal with it now? I'm thinking nothing but alternative investments. Everything that I'm thinking of, my normal playbook is out the window. That's how deep this goes. Real quick, let's rifle through other stuff. Tether hired KPMG. Remember, we announced yesterday that they had hired one of the big four. Turns out it's going to be KPMG. GameStop pledged 4,709 Bitcoin as collateral on Coinbase in January 2025, generating $2.3 million of unrealized gain, with only one Bitcoin remaining in its holdings. However, that Bitcoin might still be there. Going to have to read its documents, read its reports. Yep. So that's a big deal. What else do we have? Strategies Stretch. Their Stretch shares, 80% held by retail. 80% of Stretch at 11.5% gain, interest on it, held by retail. Retail jumped all over it. Where else are you going to gain that kind of percentage? Yeah. Smart. I mean, the S&P last year did 17. Not bad. But if you want to diversify and I can get 11.5 here, dependable, cool. I'm going to do it. I won't make as much, but I'll make. So the question becomes, what do you do with your money when things are going awry? That could be an answer. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Like I said, I'm only looking at things that are alternative to the way I was thinking before. I didn't say opposing. I said alternative. Okay. Federal judge mocked the Pentagon's risk label on Anthropic and has put on a temporary hold on that. Because you have no case. That's where the mocking came in. You have no case. What are you talking about? So there's a temporary hold on that. Go figure that one out. Because here's the thinking. We want to punish Anthropic. But Anthropic is the best at what it does. And we kind of need them for certain stuff we want to do. Even if we abide by their rules, we still need it. Shoot yourself in the foot much? I'm just saying. The U.S. 10-year Treasury yields hit 4.42%, and people are running to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been holding. ETFs are taking a hit, but Bitcoin's been holding within a certain range. I show it to you all the time. Holding within a certain range. Interesting. Anyway, You know what we should do? Oh, no, there's one more thing. Swift tested Ripple and Stellar with Deutsche Bank and Morgan Stanley adopting blockchain for cross-border transactions. That says that Ripple and Stellar are already tried and true. The question then becomes, do they actually implement what was tested? Wow. Everybody looks at me and they kind of go, why do you care about Stellar? Why do you care about Stellar? Why do you care about... Okay. Similar tech. Similar speed. Similar security. One was meant for institutional, which is why this guy left to create this one, which is based in retail. But both do the same thing very, very well. Just saying. Anyway, you know what we should do now? That's right. Now we should actually get into the numbers. So let's scoot on over. Get my notes out of the way. There you go. Dow futures down 149. S&P futures down 20.75. NASDAQ futures down 109. Oil up $2.20. US 10-year up to 4.46%. That's up 0.044. Literally just told you that. Company earnings. Anybody here that I care about? Carnival. Yeah, I'm not expecting Carnival to do well. I'm not. It's based on freaking using oil to travel around the world. You want to know what else I don't like about cruise ships? The United States has actually pulled back regulation on the cleanliness and health levels of those ships. Yeah, I'm not trying to get on. They're mega cities on the water, and drinking water could be a problem. Cleanliness could be a problem. No, I'm good off that. I'm good off that. Nope. See the problem? Yeah, I'm sure you see the problem. So I'm expecting them to take a hit. Maybe they haven't taken a hit, for this reporting period, but their guidance has got to be, hey, prices are going to go up, this, that, the other. So yeah, TMC, the metals company, who else? Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else I care about. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a whole bunch of companies here that people are invested in. Hello, they're public, but I don't have any holdings in this, and there's nobody that's catching my eye at the moment. And then today is Friday. What do we have? Consumer sentiment, final number, Philadelphia Fed speak from Anna Paulson. Then you have Richmond's Fed speak from Tom Barkin. Again, listen to Fed speak. You have no idea how important that is, especially now. Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 13. It was at 10 yesterday. I'm shocked that it went up. I am shocked that it went up. I thought it would be in single digits today. DeFi Llama, we're just beneath $95 billion in total value locked. Yes, we went down. We're at $94.204 billion in total value locked. We're at 66,467. Yeah, that's where Bitcoin is. Look at that huge drop right there. Bam. That's this morning. We're still trading within a range, but like I said, I've been telling you for days, I still expect us to hit that 63,719. I still expect us to touch it. Just saying. What else we have going on? Look at this big board. How beautiful is this? Solana under $85, XRP well under even $1.35, Ethereum below 2,000. It had been rocking and rolling up there above 2,000, but now it's below. BCH is down, BTC is down, BNB looking to get back into the fives. You have Cardano that's down a tad. Yesterday was at 25 cents. It's down a whole penny. XLM, AVAX. I mean, I'm rattling them off, but if you have dry powder, you're looking at these numbers and you might say, I'm going to wait a little bit longer because the downside is currently outweighing upside potential. So I might wait a little bit for that falling dagger and then get in at the lower levels. Telling you, 63 is in our future, is my humble opinion. Looking at this board, you don't really have to look all that hard. You can see it coming. You can see it happening in real time. When I look at Doge at 8 cents, 8.9 cents, just a hair under 9 cents. To me, I'm sitting here and I'm going, yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting to me. Just saying. Just saying. Solana's down a bit. And XRP and BNB keep flipping back and forth between number 5 and number 4. Just saying, there's a lot of stuff to go on. These are articles I was telling you about, but what we really need is that. There you go. Let's hit the losers. All right, that means the lowest one on this list is within my range, so everything on this list sucks. Siren down 56.79% with a GMB X factor of 3.13. Not shocking. I don't know. I don't understand why people are still involved in it. Let's see who else is on here that I'm paying attention to. Kite is down 6.88 with a GMB X factor of 0.61. That tells me I should probably do some research in Kite. Right? I mean, I don't know what they're all about, but it seems to be holding its own. We'll see what's up with that. If I have time. I haven't had time as of late. Arweave down 6.41% with a GMB X factor of 51.19. Yeah. Just saying. Distributed documents. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the space that's moving right now. I know a lot of people are involved in Athena, down 6.18%, GMB X factor of 15.32. Dog with Hat down 6.04% with a GMB X factor of 26.40. Let's see. Ondo, Circle Internet Group, Ondo tokenized stock, 6.01% down with a 0.67 GMBX factor. Something to probably pay attention to. Remember Arweave? Well, here's Filecoin, and they're down 5.8% with a GMBX factor of 281.77. Yeah, makes you stop and think. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, hit the hypes, smash the likes, and absolutely tell your friends about this community. We're the only community that actually cares about what you've got going on up here when it comes to investment. We've got a few changes coming on the site, some good stuff. I don't know if you've noticed, but yes, we have the feed, we have articles, we have videos. We will be updating the videos. I think over the next few days, we want to get that on a regular basis to snatch from YouTube. We do have a crypto tracker, but yeah, sorry to say, that's for people that are paying for it. Big baggers, same thing. That's a private investment group. But there's a reason why there's a shopping cart. Like I said, we've got things coming. Oh, did you notice that there's a notification bell? And did you notice that you actually can chat with people? Yeah, all of this is happening right now. Right now. So yeah, we've got a lot going on, folks. Join the only social media platform dedicated to what? Investment knowledge and increasing it. That's the whole idea. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a good one. I'll be back tonight for Friday Flips, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm pretty sure that open mic is going to be pretty daggone hot. Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.